Hi, my name is Pamela, and in this video I'm gonna be giving you my recommendation of my 5 favorite movies of all times. Number 1. Requiem for a Dream. It's an undeniable powerful film. However, it is a brutal work of art about addiction that pushes the art form of editing to a style that borders on experimental. The ending is absolutely devastating, and most people I know cry. If you want to experience what is possible with cinema or feel a deep sense of sadness and release, this is your kind of film. If you are on a first date or looking for a fun night in with the family, not so much. Number 2. Avatar. It's not simply a sensational entertainment, although it is that. It is a technical breakthrough. It has a flat-out green and anti-war message. It is predestinated to launch a cult. It contains such visual detailing that it would reward repeating viewings. It invents a new language, Na'vi, as Lord of the Rings did, although mercifully I doubt this one can be spoken by humans, even teenage humans. It creates new movie stars. It is an event, one of those films you feel you must see to keep up with the conversation, like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Avatar employs a new generation of special effects. Cameron said it would, and many doubt him. At 163 minutes, the film doesn't feel too long. It contains so much. The human histories, the Na'vi histories, for the Na'vi are also developed as individuals, the complexity of the planet which harbors a global secret. The ultimate warfare with Jake joining the resistance against his former comrades. Small graceful details like a floating creature that looks like a cross between a blowing dandelion, synth, and a drifting jellyfish, and embodies godness. Or astonishing floating cloud island. I saw the film in 3D on a good screen at the cinema, and Cameron blew my mind. If you haven't seen this movie, you have wasted a lot of time. Number 3. Mean Girls. This movie is an easy one to enjoy over and over again. I think how funny you find the history is relative to your age. If you are someone newly out of high school, I can tell you that the high school cliques portrayed in this film are a bit far-fetched. I have never heard someone say, "You can sit with us," or being called too gay to function. This movie is still simply witty and smart with a history line that is far different from the mainstream movies that come out today. This film is fun, you laugh, you get angry, and you enjoy the show. Literally, there is one. This film is sexy. If you want to spend a very joyful time, you have to see this movie. Mean Girls feels perfectly suited to Lindsay Lohan's talents. As the new girl in school, Katie Heron, who is trying to fit in, she is extremely likable. She becomes fast friends with Janice Ian, Lizzie Kaplan, who nails her performance. If you are not familiar with singer Janice Ian, check out her hit single 17. And Damian, Daniel Francis, but gets sucked into a three-girls clique called the Plastics. With her allegiance split between two factions, she finds herself becoming a person she does not like. This film is notable for the breakthrough performance of Rachel McAdams and Amanda Seyfried. McAdams plays Regina George, the queen of the plastics. It is a role that is similar to many that preceded but still holds up. Number 4. Mulan. Disney princesses have been a staple in the Disney genre since 1958, when Walt Disney released his first animated feature film, Snow White. For 50 years, most of the female characters in these animated films fit the damsel in distress stereotype. They were all pretty, a majority Caucasian, teenage girls who yearned for true love and a charming prince to whisk them into the sunset. There were a few exceptions, but none truly broke the mold until Mulan in 1998. We saw glimpses of what a strong female lead would look like with Belle in Beauty and the Beast, Jasmine in Aladdin, and Pocahontas. Mulan is based on the history of Chinese legendary warrior Hua Mulan. The basic premise is the same, but some details are different. A young girl secretly joins the imperial army in her father's place to spare him from going to war again. She excels as a warrior, is rewarded for her achievements, and earns the respect of the men. Where the original legend and movie differ is when everyone finds out Mulan is a woman. It is an epic and inspiring history, providing that Disney movies not centered around fairy tale romance can be successful too. The film has a stellar cast. Mulan is voiced by the amazing Ming-Na Wen, and her singing voice is done by Broadway legend Lea Salonga, who was also singing voice for the Princess Jasmine. Commander Shang is Biddy Wong. The most recognizable voice in the cast belongs to Eddie Murphy, who plays the travel-sized, for your convenience, dragon Mushu. That's just the main cast. If you listen to the minor characters, you'll hear Harvey Fierstein as Zhao, James Hong as Chifu, Donny Osmond, Shang's singing voice, Pat Morita the Emperor, and George Takei the First Ancestor. Mulan is often listed as a favorite or top-tier Disney. I believe that is due to the compelling history. It's something different than its predecessors. A new animation style that includes traditional Chinese themes and the amazing score and soundtrack. The history focuses on Mulan's bravery and desire to protect her father. She's introduced as a girl who doesn't quite fit into the societal role assigned to her. She wants to bring honor to her family, but she also wants to be true to herself. The viewer gets to see her grow in confidence as the story progresses. She isn't looking for the true love like many of her Disney predecessors, and while she does find it in a monoconventional way, it was the focus of the film. Mulan is one of my favorite Disney movies because it was one of the first kids' movies that showed a woman overcome real adversity. You hear from other characters throughout the film that women are inferior. They can talk in front of men, they'll be killed for breaking the rules, etc. Mulan does what she feels is necessary in spite of that. She is eventually recognized as a heroine who saved all of China. Even the main villain, Shang Yu, a ruthless foreign invader, recognizes Mulan as the soldier who defeated him and Treat. Her being a woman didn't even matter to him. Including that short scene where Mulan confronts Shang Yu, helps solidify that Mulan has become a true warrior despite the limitations placed on her gender. Disney wouldn't give us another strong, independent female lead like Mulan again. Number 5. Treasure Planet. In Treasure Planet, Jim Hawkins is a spirited kid who worries his single mother by getting into trouble with a contraption that is like a flying skateboard. A dying man gives him a map that can lead him to the planet where the greatest pirate in history hid his treasure. Dr. Doppler, voice of David Hyde, a family friend, finances an expedition to go in search for the treasure. Doppler and Jim set off on a huge ship led by Captain Amelia. Jim is assigned to work with the ship's groove cook, John Silver, a cyborg who is part human, part machine. Jim thinks John is his friend until he overhears him talking to the crew about plans to take over and steal the treasure for themselves. Once on the planet where the treasure is hidden, Jim meets Ben, an oddball robot with half his memory missing. Jim, John, and the others race each other and the pirates' booby traps to get the treasure. This animated sci-fi adaptation of Robert Louis Stevenson's classic history is a dazzling vision with masted schooners sailing past stars and planets. If Treasure Planet is not Disney's at its best, it is Disney's at it's still pretty much better than anyone else. Computer and hand animated are brilliantly combined using the best of both worlds so that the characters have a full range of expressions while the vistas are magnificently three-dimensional. This is exactly what animation should be about, presenting us with a thrillingly imaginative adventure that's utterly liberated from trivialities like the laws of physics and possibility. Treasure Planet is wonderfully visually inventive with dozens of witty details. John Silver is a marvel of animation, integration, and form tied to content, his mechanical parts created by computer and his human parts created by hand. The boy's talent is marvelous, especially Thompson, playing the captain as a sort of starky governess who happens to be extremely brave and have a wicked sense of humor, and Short, who was born to be animated. When I was little, I spent tons of hours of fun watching this film over and over again. I really recommend you to give a chance to amaze you.